Hello, dear colleagues. We are all our delegation are happy to be here. Thank you for inviting us. And this is our second day here. We are amazed by the country, by the city, by your culture. And I want to say that in our course of History of Philosophy, we have some pieces of Al-Farabi and Ibn Sina philosophy, so it is mandatory to know some Iranian philosophy in our university. We are all presenting Lomonosov Moscow State University. This is the leading and the biggest Russian university. So in my, I believe, short presentation, I'm gonna outline something about Russian philosophy and about our center and our activities. So Russian philosophy is very diverse, and it's hard to say whether there is one or three main traditions, but we decided to say that there are three, at least, main branches, main traditions in Russian philosophy. It is phenomenological tradition, history of philosophy, and culture studies, and analytic philosophy. So this is our university, and this is our building. There are some philosophy institutions in Russia. Here you can see the list of the leading Russian institutions on philosophy. The Institution of Philosophy of the Russian Academy of Science. This is the this is the biggest institution, and I believe our Faculty of Philosophy is the second. We have about 150 professors of philosophy and 15 departments of philosophy. And our cooperation with Iranian philosophers is developing right now. And few days ago, there was first Eurasian Congress of Philosophy in Moscow. And there was an Iranian philosopher. I'm sorry, I'm not going to pronounce the name because I have some troubles with it. Sorry, but we have some cooperation, and our Center for Consciousness Studies. So we are philosophers, but we have some connections with neuroscience and. In general, we are interested in analytic philosophy and, of course, on the mind-body problem, on consciousness, free will, moral responsibility, artificial intelligence, and personal identity. These are topics of our interests, and all of us have some works and books on these topics. One of the main goals of our center is promoting of international communication, is presenting Russian philosophy abroad, because for some obvious and clear reasons, Russian philosophy is not well known in the world, and we have some problems with communication with international community, and we try to do something with it. So our center has two co-founders. The first is Dmitry Volkov. He is a doctor of science. We have in Russia we have 2 degrees of dissertations. So we have something like PhD, and we have the second degree, doctor of science, and. He is an expert in Dan Dennett's philosophy, and he is himself a materialist on consciousness, and he has a book on free will. He is a compatibilist, so he believes that determinism and free will are compatible, and to be honest, all of us kinda. All of us, we are all compatibilists about free will, and we believe that there is no boundaries and limitations for free will from determinism or neuroscience. So the second co-founder, Vadim Vasilyev, he is as well a doctor of science and member of Russian Academy of Science and one of the best Russian philosophers. He has several books on consciousness and free will, but also he has books on history of philosophy, on Kantian philosophy, on Hume philosophy. And to be honest, most of us we are also interested in history of philosophy. So Vadim, he is not a materialist about mind, about consciousness, and his position is called local interactionism. Is a kind of dualism, but I'm not going to present it. I just wanted to say it, and he is a compatibilist on free will as well, but in different kind. So this is me and some of my works. So if you want, I can leave my presentation and everybody can use it. And so this is our best member of our, as you see, with the pipe, this Artem Besedin, he is here. Andrew Mirsalov, he is the third, but he is a director of our center. Evgeny Loginov, he is also here. So about history, our center was found in 2009, so it was like 15 years ago. But our first big international event was only 10 years ago. It was in Greenland. We arranged so-called Greenland cruise and invited such philosophers of mind like Dave Chalmers, Dan Dennett, George Lentz, Jesse Prince, and others, and we have good connections with them. This year we are going to arrange a conference in Italy with our colleague Pietro Perconti. Unfortunately, he couldn't come here because you can find his abstract in the book of abstract, and I believe in future we all come to Tehran again and to have a conference. So our plan for this year to arrange a conference on philosophy of mind in Italy. In general, our international communication and our way to promote international communication and Russian philosophy is organizing summer schools. They are not like they are not about education. They are about studies, and to this summer school we usually invite leading experts in different areas and invite young scholars, young PhD or some PhD students. Our first school was in 2014, led by Professor John Martin Fisher. He is known for his ideas in free will. The second summer school was in Riga and was led by Dirk Peribum. He is known for his rejection of free will, he is a hard incompatibilist, so he believes that free will is incompatible with determinism and indeterminism. This is our summer school with Richard Swinburne, who had presentation yesterday, and Richard also told us about this conference. So several professors from Europe told us about this conference. And by the way, I want to thank Professor Magdi for his Telegram channel. If you're not subscribed to his Telegram channel, I highly recommend. And we are all reading your channel. Thank you very much. During the pandemic situation, we had online summer school with Professor Daniel Stolger on consciousness and introspection, and lectures from this school are available on our YouTube channel. I provide you a link, and on our YouTube channel there are different courses on philosophy of mind, on introspection, on illusionism. This is a series of lectures by Keith Frankish. He's one of the well-known illusionists nowadays. And also we have on our YouTube channel a series of lectures by Tim Bain on the problem of other minds. I highly recommend you to watch them. They're very good, and we use it for scientific purpose and for our students. So this last summer, we had summer school in Palermo, in Sicily, with Pietro Perconti. You can see him jumping on the picture. And it was devoted to metaphysics of applauding. There we are interested in two different things, so about personal identity and AI technologies, and also some consequences of developing of AI technologies to understanding of the self, understanding of robot-human interactions, and some ethics. Set aside summer schools. Also, during the years, we have invited many philosophers to Russia to give lectures and presentations. And I want to say you that flight tickets to Moscow are very cheap. It's only 4 hours to fly, so if you want, just come. It's really cheap. We were very surprised by the price. And when we have had these people in Moscow, we arranged series of interviews. You can use this QR code and see these interviews with Dave Chalmers, John Searle, and Hilary Putnam. One of the last alive interviews with Hilary Putnam was arranged by us. So there are many interesting stuff. So, of course, we are first of all armchair philosophers. So we try to settle philosophical problems and issues just by sitting in the chair and thinking, but we have some communication with our Russian neuroscientists, and I want to mention an Institute of Advanced Brain Studies of our university, led by academic of Russian Academy of Science, Konstantin Anokhin. Konstantin Anokhin, he is a member of great dynasty of Russian neuroscientists and School of Functional Systems, and he himself has kind of idea or theory of consciousness and the brain. It is hyper network theory of the brain and consciousness. It is kind of, I would say, identity theory. And we arranged several mutual workshops and seminars on criteria of consciousness for empirical theories of consciousness, because this is highly disputable matter right now, given animal consciousness issues, given artificial intelligence issues, because of the raising large linguistic models. So also we have communication with people who are developing BCI, brain-computer interfaces, and we arranged different talks and workshops discussing limitations, philosophical limitations and opportunities of developing brain-computer interfaces. So I want to mention Alexander Kaplan. He is a kind of pioneer of brain-computer interfaces in Russia, and his laboratory. They are mostly interested in non-invasive brain-computer interfaces. The second person, Mikhail Lebedev, he has so many affiliations, it's impossible to decide which one to choose. And Mikhail, he is known for his works in invasive brain-computer interfaces, and he did like extremely interesting stuff on monkeys. You can find his works even on YouTube and see the results. And also Sergei Shishkin, he is a very enthusiastic person, and person who is very important for brain-computer interfaces in Russia. Of course, this is not the whole Russian neuroscience, but this is neuroscience with which we have some connection, with which we have some mutual projects, discussions, and personal connections. Of course, we have some connections with Western neuroscientific community, for example, with Stanislas Dean, who are known for theory of global workspace theory or global neuronal workspace theory. We had together a conference several years ago. So Evgeny, my colleague, he has kind of side project which is not connected to our main interests, but the arguments for God's existence still are very interested, and now he is preparing like huge book with interviews of different philosophers from many countries on this matter, and there is as well one Iranian philosopher, and you could find interview with him when we publish the book. I believe we can send you. Okay, our center has a website and YouTube channel. You can use QR codes, and you can read more about our activities, what we did, what we do, what we are going to do. And also, we have a podcast, but it is in Russian. But given the technologies, you can try to use automatic translation as we use when we read channel, Mahdi channel. So it is very helpful, and if Mahdi won't use hashtags, it will be better. But I'm not encouraging you. Also, this is two QR codes. The left one is a QR code on website of our Faculty of Philosophy, and you can see email for our Department of Foreign Affairs, and if you have some interest in international communication in philosophy, you can mail this address, and so maybe we can do something together. The right QR code leads to the, because not everybody here philosophers, I believe, so the right QR code will lead you to a website of our university and to the page of international communication in general, and there are some buttons you can push and like send a message and try to learn something about our programs. Also, we have channels, philosophy channels on Telegram. So this is mine and Artyom. Also, Evgeny has his own channel. It is on the right. On the left, you can see a philosophical channel of a journal with very strange name, Date Palm Compote. Don't ask why we have such a title. It was our student time, but this is a very good philosophy journal in Russia, and you can contact Evgeny if you want to publish something. We have special issues, and this is how it looks. This is an issue on causation. So on metaphysics of causation, and we publish in this journal interviews and stuff in English as well. So so you're welcome to write something. And also we thought what we can do in order to start our communication, and we already suggested to our colleague, to Mahdi, and maybe some people join you to write a paper on Iranian philosophy of mind. And we have good philosophy journals in Russia, Q1, Q2, where we can publish a paper about philosophy of mind in Iran. It would be, first of all, very interesting for Russian philosophers. And given that nowadays all publications, all papers could be found on, for example, Google Scholar, to be honest, it's not so important where you publish your English papers. But you're welcome to write a paper about Iranian philosophy, and we are extremely interested what's happening here, and what are main persons, ideas of philosophy of mind and general in Iranian philosophy. So this is all I'd like to say. Thank you very much for your attention, and again, thank you for inviting us here.